Hello, fellow creatives. I'm going to teach you
the forbidden knowledge
to help you overcome one of the most common struggles for artists.
Hey there, I'm Lyra, professional game developer working as a senior environment artist at Blizzard on Overwatch 2. I'll be creating YouTube tutorials for illustrators and 3D artists as I develop my whimsical fantasy indie game, so if you're interested in learning creative tips and advice, click the subscribe button. And if you like this video, toss it a like. While I talk about this, you'll see the drawing process of my most recent Mermay illustration in the background. Let's get started! Art block can happen at any time and be brought on for many reasons. That's why it's important to have a tool to stop it from happening and to get you back on track in your art journey. There are 3 main methods that I use to overcome art block. These techniques have worked for me many times, as well as working for a bunch of my artist friends. I hope they work for you too. The first method is to create a library of the most inspirational artworks for yourself. Find art that resonates with you on ArtStation, Instagram, Pinterest, etc., and save collections that you can come back to later for inspiration and reference. For me, I've been doing this passively when I started finding art online years ago, so I have an endless backlog of saved art, as well as curated collections of my favorite art across several sites, so I'm not always looking at the same art pieces. I also frequently add new art to these libraries as I discover them to keep the collections fresh and updated. Incorporate references from a bunch of different genres and techniques, not just from character designers and illustrators, but from 3D artists, environment artists, matte painters, animes, cinematography from movies, and photography. They all have a lot to offer and utilize different techniques that can expand how you think of art. Who knows, you may see a photo using chromatic aberration, or an anime using extreme squash and stretch during an action sequence, and decide that you want to incorporate these new elements into your style. Sometimes an image can inspire you just from its color palette, texture use, or dramatic lighting. It's great to have a variety of inspirational imagery to draw from, and keep it in an accessible place that you'll remember to go back to. I especially love gathering inspiration and references from ArtStation. It's truly an endless fountain of amazing artwork that you could sift through for years. Absorb all this inspiration and use it to propel your own art and ideas to the next level. I also have a Trello board for my favorite inspirational artists that I go back to when I feel like I'm getting off track from where I want my art to go. I've made a column for each artist and put a few of my favorite artworks from them that really embody their art to me, and what I want to capture more of in my own art. I have a few simple descriptive words in the top card to help me focus on what I would like to incorporate from their art into my visual library. Here's an example for one of my favorite artists. Be careful not to compare yourself directly to other artists. Everyone has a different art journey and path through life. Your art is uniquely yours, and what you create is up to you. The second method is to join an art challenge or draw this in your style. Every month there are new art challenges such as February, Mermay, Dogust, or Drawloween to name a few, and you can find artists participating in them and coming up with daily prompt lists on Instagram and Twitter. The daily prompts that combine the month's theme like witches in Witchtober with various new items every day like Crystal Witch, Mushroom Witch, Raven Witch, and Constellation Witch can really help get your creative juices flowing even if only one of the ideas speaks to you. There are also monthly themed character design challenges held by the group Character Design Challenge, and they even share their favorite artworks on their social accounts every month. Alternatively, you can find an array of many different Draw This in Your Style challenges hosted by various artists every week. There are so many ideas you can hop on and prompts you can choose from to reinterpret with your own unique style and ideas. The third method is my favorite, and in my experience, no art block survives after I've used this secret weapon.
the forbidden knowledge.
When you're burning out, return to your art roots. What shows, games, movies, and artists inspired you in the beginning of your art journey? What media got you drawing excitedly in the beginning? For me, some of my biggest original inspirations to draw were animals, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, dinosaurs, Neopets, and 90s Disney movies. It's no wonder my comfort zone is still with drawing animals and creatures. Go back to those things that hold a special place in your heart and spend a bit of time reveling in them. Watch them again, Go through your old books and flood yourself with those passionate feelings of nostalgia they gave you. The deeper the connection you had with them, the stronger you can reignite your love for art, for story, and for characters that they planted in you from the beginning. By reconnecting with your original roots, you'll rediscover the reasons why you started on your art journey to begin with. The final thing I wanted to mention is a general tip for all artists struggling with motivation. Set yourself up for success. Make clear, realistic art goals and break them down into small, achievable steps. Make sure they're attainable, and if it helps, set incremental deadlines for each step until you hit the goal. Set aside time to reach the goals. Put on some lo-fi beats or high-energy music or whatever helps you focus and get in the flow, and do some art jam sessions. Don't be too hard on yourself for what you produce. Not everything has to be shareable online. It's normal to make a bunch of practice art, doodles, and warm-ups just to get into the zone and loosen up. If these techniques don't work for you, your mind might just need a break altogether from art for a bit. Don't think of this as a scary thing, but instead think of it as a small vacation for your brain to refresh itself. Fulfill your mind's need for new experiences, which will bring new inspiration. Watch new shows or movies that are completely different than what you would normally watch. Play new video games, travel to new places, learn a new skill, try out new ideas. The new experiences you gain will just add to your library of inspiration that you can draw from when you go back to making art again. I wish you the best of luck on your art journey. If you want to learn more art tips, check out my other videos and remember to subscribe.